How's it going, guys? I'm your host Korriban Gaming and welcome back to another Adventure Quest video. So for today's video, we have a very special episode. As you guys already know, usually I'll try to do these top or like best whatever items inside of the game every single year, and this year is no exception. However, I am pretty busy this year and I have to apologize first, so I will not be releasing one whole series full of every single item inside of the game. But what I am going to be releasing is the best miscellaneous items inside of Adventure Quest for the as of the year 2019. So miscellaneous items, why did I choose to do this? Because one, they can be used by any character and any build. Regardless of your build, regardless of your character, you will need good miscellaneous items if you want to win any battle. So yeah, of course, different characters have different builds, have different play styles, and the miscellaneous items used will vary somewhat slightly, but they do not vary as much as stuff like weapons or armors, for example. Some miscellaneous items mentioned here are universal and are good for almost every single character inside of the game, regardless of whichever build you are using. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So we'll head on over to the combat practice trainer, and we'll showcase what I feel are some of the best miscellaneous items in the game. Now, the list here is not limited to 8 miscellaneous items only, even though we only have 8 slots. There's a lot more than 8 good miscellaneous items inside of the game, and unfortunately I do not have every single one of them that I mentioned here. In fact, I think there's only 2 or 3 here which I don't really have, and but then again, they are token items, so they are, you know, they cost real money to get, and I do not have that much money to get every single one of the best items inside the game. But first item, legendary shadow crystal V1. Alright, so this is version 1, it's not version 2. Why is version 1, why is LSC V1 still here after so long? That's because it gives so much utility. I feel that comparing both of them, V1 and V2, I still feel that V1 has more use. I particularly like Minotaur Day. It gives you, okay, so basically what it does is it cycles between 4 days: Hydra, Naga, Minotaur, and Rock. So for Hydra Day, you get a chance to inflict bleed on your opponent each time you attack. I believe you get a different stat boost for each day as well, but I can't remember all of them. And I believe Hydra also gives you a bit of water resistance, can't really remember that. But yeah, so the special effect is the bleeding effect. That's really nice to have. Alright, so for Naga Day, basically what happens is that you heal a bit of MP each round depending on how much damage you take. And next we have Minotaur Day, which is my personal favorite. You get a bit of stat boost, you get earth resistance, and you also increase your damage output. This is by far the best damage increasing miscellaneous item inside the game for universally speaking. It doesn't boost it by a specific element, it boosts all elements, which is why I feel that it's so good. And it doesn't have the drawbacks of blood contract, whereby the monster does more damage to you, so that's really nice to have. And the last but not least, Rock Day, which is the day that I'm currently on right now. You get basically a lot of blocking, some wind resistance, and all your enemies take like their BTH is reduced by a slight amount, I believe, for each attack, and this doesn't cost a turn to use, which is why it is still one of the best miscellaneous items inside the game, in my opinion. Next up, we have Head of Radius Dragon. This miscellaneous item has been out in the game almost for as long as this game has been around. It causes like 50 Z tokens, I believe, to go on the hunt, and it's still ridiculously good. So what it does is increases your strength stat by 5, your dexterity stat by 15, and your intelligence stat by 5 as well. So not a big stat boost. It also lowers your darkness and earth resistance by 10% each, and also increases your range defenses. So this one, it gives you a lot of good stuff. The earth and darkness resistance is what is really good about it. 2 in 1 basically, lowers it by 10%, so that's really nice. Range defenses, just a small boost but better than nothing. The strength and intelligence stats plus the dexterity stat is negligible, I would say, but yeah, I still feel that it's really good, though most people don't really use this nowadays, but I still feel that it's a really good miscellaneous item that you guys can consider. Now next up, the quintessential miscellaneous items for all builds, and this is useful for every single build in the game. Doesn't matter you're playing a Beastmaster, you're playing a Ranger, you're playing a Warrior, you're playing a Mage, you're playing a Hybrid, whatever. It's good for all builds. Why do I say that? By clicking on it, you can sacrifice some HP to heal SP per turn. Yes. And once in a while, it gives you a stronger boost, which means you sacrifice the same amount of HP but you gain more SP. That happens like, I don't know how many percent of the time, a small chance for that to happen. And what it does is it allows you to use your nukes and your powerful skills very quickly by just sacrificing some HP. On top of that, you can also use this in conjunction with Purple Rain to pull off extremely powerful combos, and that is why I feel that this is I believe this is the top miscellaneous item inside the game, the best one by far, number one, sitting high up on the throne there. It still has yet to be dethroned by any other miscellaneous item. This is the best miscellaneous item inside the game, and you can use it with 0 endurance because 174 HP at max level, that is nothing to you. So very useful miscellaneous item. But the unfortunate thing is that it's rare now. It's permanently rare, so you can no longer get it. That is a great shame because not everybody can who managed to get this miscellaneous item is able to use it. But that being said, if you have it, then this is a must have in your inventory. Next up, we have Pixel Eater. Alright, so Pixel Eater does about the same thing, just that it consumes your SP to heal your MP. So what it does is, this item is particularly good for mages because mages use spells to burst down the opponent. So what you can do is you can use it in conjunction with Essence Orb. You can sacrifice your HP into SP, and then using Pixel Eater you can sacrifice your SP back into MP. And both of these items are quick cast. I forgot to mention that. Quick cast meaning to say it doesn't cost a turn. You can click on it as many times as you want, heal out as much as you need, or as much as you want for that turn until you're done using it, and then you can switch over to a different item. That makes it extremely OP, almost to a point of being broken. But yeah, it's a really strong item. And Pixel Eater, I can't remember, but yes, I believe it's permanently rare as well. It's one of the Frostveil gift boxes from the past. Can't remember which year, but yeah, if you have it and if you're a Annihilator or a Mage build, then this is one item that you need to have. Next up, Shadow Feeder Pendant, another quintessential item for almost all builds. So this one, you can, all the boosters are that gives you and resistances and defenses. It's just pretty subpar. Nobody's gonna care about that. But what's good about this is you can click on it to spend like 300 plus SP to gain 1 ton of celerity. That applies to you, that applies for your pets, that applies for guests. So really good item. It gives you an extra free turn basically if you have enough SP. And I just people just love to use this in conjunction with Essence Orb. They can keep trying Shadow Feeder Pendant until it procs, and it's not exactly really hard to get it to proc. So that's why I really like Shadow Feeder Pendant. Next up, we have Love Potion. So Love Potion, again, the small boost, you don't really care about that because nobody will really care. But what is good is that you can spend like 300 plus SP to control the monster, and this control rate is 100%. So if you manage to get it to proc, then you basically get another free turn. The monster also damages itself for a little bit of damage each turn, but the damage that the monster does to itself is negligible. What you really want here is obviously the free turn, which gives you another full turn of nuking before the monster can actually move or act. So that's really great. However, compared to Shadow Feeder Pendant, I do prefer Shadow Feeder Pendant because Shadow Feeder Pendant, if I'm not wrong, it depends on your stats rather than the monster stats. So it's easier to proc Shadow Feeder Pendant as compared to Love Potion. So next item here we have, not enough SP, let's heal up a bit. Ilahi Earth of Osiris. So this one, all light damage you take is cut in half. No, sorry about that, I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so basically you heal back half of the amount of damage you took if the damage was light damage. That's really nice. You get what else do you get here? You get a boost to your strength, intelligence, and endurance, and bonus to hit. On top of that, also you also get some light. Yeah, the light resistance is basically light healing. So yeah, the boost to strength, intelligence, and endurance is pretty great. So strength you get 40, intelligence you get what? 290. Intelligence you get 40, and endurance you get 50. So really strong stat boost for Ilahi Earl of Osiris, and against light monsters this miscellaneous item is fantastic. The best light miscellaneous item inside the game in my opinion. Now next up we have Blood Contract. This is a package item, so not everybody is going to be able to have this, but what it does is that it increases your damage by 20% or 25%, I can't remember, but trade-off is you the monster takes 25% more damage. You take 25% more damage or 20% more damage from the monster. So it doesn't give any real boost per se. It basically just speeds up the whole battle by making you do more damage and the monster doing more damage. But if you use it in conjunction with stun lock items like Shadow Feeder Pendant, like the Love Potion that I just mentioned, then you can boost your damage and kill the monster before it even has a chance to hit you, basically giving this miscellaneous item no downside at all. So if you have the cash to spend, then I'll recommend getting this item. If not, then you can trade it for the emblem items, which are free. They only cost gold inside of the game, so you can trade it for the emblem items, the Bow Master Emblem, Spear Master Emblem, Sword Master Emblem, whatever. All of those emblems, they give a boost to your damage depending on which weapon type you are using. Now that's it for my active inventory miscellaneous items. Next up we will be looking at other items. So I'm going to bring all of this up, and then I'm going to talk through one of them as each of them as I equip them. So right, see here we have a few items to talk about today. Battleon Gallon, yep, we want that. Okay, right. Next 8 items. Wonder how many items there are. Okay, I didn't really count, but that's 8. Now we'll move on to the next 8. Right, so the next item that I want to talk about is the Mana Trap. This one, it boosts your dexterity, your luck, your magic blocking, and resistance to magic attacks. So it gives 26 boost to dexterity. There's 36 boost to luck. Alright, so really weird numbers there, but whatever. So basic, and it gives you some magic defense as well. But what's good is that if your monster uses magic attacks, alright, I believe Combat Practice Trainer doesn't use magic attacks, I'm not sure, but basically here you see each time attack it shows melee. There's melee, range, and magic. If the monster uses melee, no, the monster uses magic, then it will automatically deal a large amount of harm damage back to the monster, and this is automatic, it doesn't cost a turn, so that's really nice. It's especially good for monsters that deal really high damage but have really high resistance as well. One good example would be the Seed Rat from a few Harvest festivals ago. He basically had negative 200% to all standard 8 resistances, and he dealt pretty high damage. So this miscellaneous item really helped. Another monster this miscellaneous item is good for is the what's that, Demon King, the Demon King monster. Okay, so basically he dealt really high damage, and of course his resistances aren't that high, so can make use of this to deal harm damage back to the monster and kill them much faster. So this is a really great miscellaneous item, but it is pretty specific in the cases which you can use it. It's either fantastic for certain battles or not useful at all. So you don't need to keep this in your active inventory. You can just have it there, and when you need it, you can swap it out with another miscellaneous item, and I think it's really great to have. This, I believe, comes from the golden gift box. So yeah. Next up, Winter Crown. Alright, this is a gift box rare, so you can click on it to spend 100% murder Callosity to gain SP basically is the same as Essence Orb and Pixel Eater, except you spend Murder Callosity to gain SP. If you have the items of the set, what you can do is keep stacking Murder Callosity with the Combat Practice Trainer, have this in your inventory, and then once you go into battle, you have tons of Murder Callosity banked up. You can just keep spamming this to heal your SP at virtually zero cost. You don't even need to pay HP, so in a way it's better than Essence Orb in a sense that you don't need to pay anything at all. The only downside to that is that, well, of course, it requires some setup, so you have to go to Combat Practice Trainer each time to build out your Murder Callosity first before you can use this effectively in like a long quest or in battle. So yep, that's the only downside to it. Other than that, it's a great miscellaneous item, and if you have it, you can either you can swap out Essence Orb for it if you wish, for particularly hard quests that you don't even want to sacrifice your HP on. But in my opinion, I think Essence Orb is better because it saves me time, because I don't have to spend extra time setting up this miscellaneous item. Nonetheless, it's still great. Next, Moglock Crown. Okay, this one another gift box rare item, permanently rare. So it gives a bonus to your charisma and occasionally gives you a turn of celerity. So this is basically like Shadow Feeder Pendant, except that it's random. You don't know when you will get the celerity. The chance to proc isn't super high. Alright, so you see it just proc there, really nice. Okay, so against higher level monsters it won't be proccing that often, but when it procs it's really nice. It doesn't cost anything for it to proc at all, but you're taking a huge gamble, and is in my opinion, Shadow Feeder Pendant outclasses this because you don't have to take a gamble of when the celerity will proc. If it doesn't proc in the right time, then it could very much mean the difference between a winning battle and a losing battle, and I'm not sure why Legendary Shadow Crystal is still here. But anyways, next item, Cozy Fire. What this does is it boosts your fire damage, so do extra 19.5% fire damage. If you're using a fire weapon, that would be fantastic. And the next, that's basically what it's good for. You're using a fire weapon or you're dealing fire damage, then use this item. Okay, next up, Greater Water Orb. Exactly the same as Cozy Fire Orb except for water damage. So both of these items really good damage boosting items if you're using the water or the fire element. If not, then you will probably want to use other items. Next, Warlick's Oblivion Sphere. Now this one really interesting item. First, it gives a boost to your intelligence. Then on top of that, it gives a boost to your luck as well. But what is special about it is that it can shut down your opponent's mana flow. So what it does is, it's similar to one of the older items. They call it the Mind Lock Orb, from what I remember. So it locks your opponent's MP, changes it to 0. It sets it to 0 temporarily if they fail the save, like that. Yep. If they fail the save, it locks out their mana attacks for 1 turn. Now, most monsters nowadays, they use SP attacks rather than MP attacks, but for specific monsters, I can see that this would be a really good item for locking them out of using their powerful MP nuke. Right, next up, Pendant of the Galleon G. Now, most people think that this is a pretty weak item, and in my opinion, I think it still has some use today, though it's not as good as some of the other miscellaneous items, but there are certain cases whereby it's still usable and a good item. So it boosts your endurance and your charisma, perfect for defensive Beastmaster ranges. It increases your BTH and reduces the damage you take from a random element each turn. So each turn it will tell you which it defends you against light attacks, so you'll take lesser damage from any light element attacks. This is of course random, so it is not that good because it's unpredictable, but when it works fantastically well. Alright, so that's 16 miscellaneous items. Now next up, let's see what else we have here. Miscellaneous items, come on. Right, one. How many more do we have here? 2. Alright, just 2 more items. Okay. Alright, last 2 items. So there are a total of 18 different items. 18 good miscellaneous items inside the game, in my opinion. There are other items which I did not showcase here. Wait, no, there's more than 18. There's some that I do not have, which I'll tell you guys about later. Alright, next one, Terror Visage. Alright, this one 82 SP to use, and you can select the look of it, so it's really cool. So each time I trigger it, I can select to be antlered. Alright, Intelligence, Strength, Darkness, Defense, Fear, Potence. Switch it over again, Horn. Alright, you see you can switch it to different looks, which is really nice. You can switch it to be none. Alright, so my favorite is obviously complete. So it has everything here, and really nice that it allows you to switch it out to change its looks. This item is Z tokens only, so it's you have to spend real money to get it, or you just have to take a super long amount of time of saving up Z tokens. It's like almost 6,000 Z tokens, I believe, for this item. And if you have this, then you should definitely get the full Terror set. It has really good synergy with it. So what it does is it gives you Fear, Potence, and 50% darkness damage. Okay, so I believe you take lesser darkness damage as well. On top of that, there is also a chance to inflict fear on your foe, so that is really nice. So see here, opponent takes a penalty to any saves against fear or similar effects. So increases the chance of you proccing the fear. On top of that, it also has a chance to inflict fear itself. So really nice item here. So 26.9% chance each round to inflict for your opponent to be unable to move, and that's really nice. Now next item, Moderator Gauntlet. This one you can get it from completing the Moderator Gauntlet challenge. Alright, this one increases your intellect by 50, your strength by 50, and yeah, what it does is it gives you 30 charisma as well. That's really nice. It allows you to control your foe sometimes. So again, this is random, okay. And you can see here the control chance is not 100%, it's only 31%. So yeah, it's not that great. Alright, whatever. See, even against Combat Practice Trainer, I can get the proc off, but the 31% chance isn't really high. So still a 70% chance the monster will attack you rather than attacking itself. I can see it being good in some cases, but it's not really that reliable, as you can see here. So it's a good item, don't get me wrong, but not the best. But if you have it, then yeah, I can see it having use in some cases if you just want to test out your luck, you know. Yep. Alright, the last two miscellaneous items that I want to talk about is the Power Zfinity Gauntlet and the Time Zfinity Gauntlet. Okay, so these two items I actually do not have. They cost Z tokens. Each one costs around 6,000 tokens or 5,900 plus tokens. Yep, so pretty expensive, but it is really good. So first up, the Power Gauntlet. What it does is it gives you energy resistance, boosts your melee blocking, and each turn, what is really good is you can click on it to inflict a universal elemental vulnerability on your foe. Basically, you'll deal up to 50%. Okay, basically you'll deal extra 25% damage each turn for 4 turns. 4 turns of extra 25% damage. That's 100% damage boost in total. That is insane. And it's a universal elemental vulnerability. It doesn't take into account whatever element you're using, you'll get that damage boost. That is why it makes it such a great item to have, and you can use it in conjunction with your Purple Rain as well. So yeah, it's just crazy. It's basically free damage boost for 4 turns. Why the heck not? After your Purple Rain, you can, you know, switch out for something like Blood Contract, and then you can stack the boost on top of each other, basically giving you an insane amount of damage boost each turn. So that's what makes it really good. I believe it's a seasonal rare. It will return. Unfortunately now you don't have it anymore, but it will return basically, I think, every time a new Marvel movie comes out. I can't really remember based on what the staff has said. So yeah, you can watch out for the next Marvel movie and expect a return of these powerful items. Save up your Z tokens or your cash till then, and then when it comes out, I'll definitely recommend buying these two gauntlets. Now the second one, the time gauntlet. So what it does is it gives you some ice resistance, boosts your range blocking, but what is really good is obviously the skill. Universal defense loss on default. Okay, so wait, is this the one that I want to talk about? Yeah, universal defense loss, and on top of that you can click on it to inflict 1 turn of paralyze. That is where it's good at. 1 turn of paralyze. Another stun locking items. Think of how many stun locking items we have. Alright, so we have your Shadow Feeder Pendant, 1 turn of celerity. You have your Love Potion, that's 2 turns. You have this time, that's 3 turns. On top of any other extra fancy effects you want to have. Maybe you're using the Terror set, you get Fear, or using some other item. That is 3 free turns for you if you have the 3 items: Shadow Feeder Pendant, Love Potion, and Time Gauntlet. 3 free turns. Think about it. You can basically kill the monster without even taking a turn. That is absolutely insane. So another stun lock item, definitely great for all builds in my opinion. Even if you're a defensive build, being able to stun the monster gives you extra time, an extra turn to heal up, an extra turn to deal more damage, whatever, you get the idea. So really good item, and all in all I've covered exactly 20 miscellaneous items. So I did not plan for this exact number, it just so happens that it's 20. So yeah, 20 brilliant miscellaneous items inside of the game that are a must-have if you have the money to spend, or if not, you should work on getting those that are not rare. That being said, most of the items that I talk about are either seasonally rare, permanently rare, or cost money in some form, but that is the price that you have to pay for such good items. There are substitutes that you can use, but of course don't expect them to be as good as the original which I mentioned. So yeah, that's it for this pretty long video. Okay, so there'll only be one of this video this year, and that is for miscellaneous item. I won't be doing it for any other item because most of them, they don't have much change, and of course the other items, depending on what build you use, they might not apply to you. So I don't want to do a different video for each build. That will take very long. On top of that, there are many items that comes out with every week's release. So I could release a video today talking about the best item inside the game, and the next week the staff decides to release something better, and that video will instantly be updated. So it's not much point in me doing that. But miscellaneous items, they are universal for almost all builds, and all of these items here you can use regardless of your build. So that's why I've chosen to do miscellaneous items instead. But having said that, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to my channel for more such future content. And if you would like to see some of the Singapore the Singapore vlogging scene, I have created a second channel called A Singaporean Life. You guys can go and check it out right there. That channel will cover basically food, lifestyle, tech, and news, anything in Singapore. So if you guys are Singaporean, or if you guys would like to see more of my country, then you guys can go and check out the channel as well. So that's it. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and peace out.